right. I can't make this stuff up, man. Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is crazy in a sense, but we all know that Ryan, he looks like he's trash out there. And then on top of that, the Atlanta Falcons just blew all the opportunities that they had, passing the interception in the end zone and also just missing wide open targets. It's just crazy. But Julio, I was saying this earlier, that anybody who had like quote unquote fantasy, fantasy wise, Julio won, but overall, collectively, fantasy don't win you championships. Fantasy football don't win you championships or games. So, I mean, it can be one of those things where you can say to yourself, "Oh, okay, let me get my screen together." You can say to yourself, "Well, the Eagles won," or what have you. But the game was sloppy. The game wasn't nothing that you can just really go home to and say, okay, but a win is a win is a win is a win. And especially in the NFC East, all these games are so compressed that every game count. So shout out to the Eagles. Y'all won. Hey, salute to you guys. Y'all won. But, you still have to have in your mind, although it's the first game and everything looks sloppy, I mean, blessed that the Atlanta Falcons are sloppy, Matt Ryan is trash. That's from produced by Germ. Yeah, that's an understatement. They beyond trash, man. It's just Matt Ryan. It wasn't able to capitalize on the opportunities, and it looks like you could score on them. It didn't look like it was one of those games. Now, I must say the Philadelphia Eagles front four still looks stout, looks good out there. Add in Haloti Nadi, add in Flexikachi, you put those guys together into the inside, and then you have the guys coming off the edge like the Burnett of the world and the other guy flying out to the ball, Graham. Hey, that's a nice little front four package right there. They got the meat inside and they got the flexible guys on the outside, and then you got the veteran guy like a Chris Long of the world coming around, and the game could have went either way. If Atlanta would have capitalized on their issues, they would have had more touchdowns. Or if the Eagles would have capitalized on their, like with the fumble, Matt Ryan holding on to the ball forever in dear life, and everybody that's out there talking about, Dak Prescott, come on, Ryan, right now. Come on. You can't tell me that Matt Ryan, as long as he's been in the NFL, and he can't go through his progression, and he's only looking at one side of the field. You had number 12 wide open. And then on top of that, you had some of your tight ends that was wide open. Some of those plays that he could have made, but he would just focus on one side of the field, looking at number 11, looking at number 11. So what will people fail to realize at the end of the year, they look at the collective numbers of the stats and they say, well, Julio Jones' stats is this, and he's not the reason why they lost the game, but blase. You can look at those stats and say, okay, 9 receptions for 10 receptions for 170 yards, 162 yards, however, but people love stats. Nobody care about football no more. And then on top of that, if you look at it collectively too as well, as far as the Eagles coaching staff versus the Atlanta Falcons coaching staff, the Eagles coaching staff was a whole lot better. They just capitalized so much better as it relates to like playing opportunities and also as well as just coaching, the coaching aspect of the defense and understanding what's needed to be done, especially during the rotations at time. Now, the war of attrition did struck upon the Atlanta Falcons, and we saw that their backups didn't look sharp and didn't look poised. And what happened was the Eagles, they capitalized on that, and then they took chances. I like the fact that the Eagles, and I hate to say this, but I do have to say this, I like the fact that they went for 2 points. That put the pressure and the onus back on the Atlanta Falcons. Then I like the fact that they did do a little trickery play when they was not able to move the ball. We saw how stagnant the offense looked, so they said, okay, we're going to do an end around, and we're going to have that person who catches the ball, because they line up as an empty formation, like a empty slot formation, and had the actual guy to pass the ball to the quarterback. That play changes the momentum, and it kind of is sort of like a college game in a sense. You guys agree? It was kind of like a college game. That one play was able to elevate the offense, and then they went on ahead and scored. Now, when we're talking about lane integrity, one thing that the Atlanta Falcons failed to do was when they was doing those end rounds, the Eagles played a lot of chess matches. And I have to say this, they used those end rounds and their reverse sweeps to set up that long run. I think by number 30, it was right before, I think, the damn kicker missed the kick. It made it 12-10. But when they was on their side of the field, I think they did a reverse end around, and it was a false end around, and they had the running back to run it right up the gut for 30, 40 yards or something like that. And that play alone spoke volumes, because they was able to, after that play, ultimately score a touchdown. Boomer Sooner says Jason Garrett suck. Hey, Jason Garrett's not even coaching this team. But yeah, I feel what you're saying though. You're gonna say Jason Garrett. Let me put you. There you go, Jason. There you go, Jason. Leave Jason Garrett alone. But this is the thing. Brian Bradford, Matty Slush. Yeah, it was some melted ice. He wasn't melted ice off of this game. He didn't show us anything as far as like a threat. And I had my guy Jay Reese. He was saying that he texted me, hit me up, and he was saying like, hey, should the Cowboys be worried? Because we just saw that Julio Jones didn't play majority of the preseason, nor did Matt Ryan, and they've reported they have. But still, although they didn't play much in the preseason, the guy caught 9 balls for like 160 some odd yards. And regardless of the situation, Matt Ryan, he was not Matt Ice at all. Of course, he was Matt Slush. But preseason or not, the guy was missing his targets. He didn't have no consistency with his passing, his throw mechanics, his feeling of the pressure while he was inside the pocket. And you got to understand, too, as well, when you're playing against the Philadelphia Eagles, you got to know that you got to get the ball out quick. That's just the bottom line of it. And you have to set some type of identity with your team, whether it be coaches saying, okay, we're going to run this ball. 26 penalties. Yes, there was a lot of penalties out there. And, I saw a play, literally, when the guy Garrett, whatever his guy named Garrett for the Atlanta Falcons, he barely fell on Nick Foles. And then they called a flag. And then on the last quarter, like through the last drive, I actually seen Chris Long put all of his shoulder weight on Matt Ryan, and everybody was just sitting there like, okay. No penalty at all. So they're going to have, if this is like something that they're going to go by feel, or just like a shoe-in rule, whereas the defensive end or defensive guy cannot put his body weight on the quarterback. I don't know. So is that subjective, or that's all, based off feelings, whether or not, based on who paid you the most money that week? I don't know. The NFL just need to just throw that rule out. Look, if you 200 pounds, if you 250 pounds, 260, 70, 80 pounds, there's no way that you can stop yourself like this after you hit a quarterback, or when you just diving for a quarterback in general. This is a man's sport. This is a sport that you're going to have to really figure out a way, NFL, to say, hey, if you guys want to play this sport coming out of college, I understand that, everybody have dreams and goals of living well beyond 75 or what have you. But if you play this particular sport, there's a disclaimer, meaning that you are going to get injured. There's no way that you can play this sport without injuries. That's the trade-off. You play the sport, you get injured, but at the end of the day, you get millions of dollars. So it's kind of like somebody who's driving a truck for a living saying that I can't sit down for a long time. You can't do that job. If you can't sit down for a long period of time, then truck driving is not for you. it's weird to me how the NFL just don't know how to explain to these millionaires to say, okay, if you want to play this particular sport, you're going to get injured. That's the bottom line. CTE, whatever. This is the risk that you take in order to make millions. Now, granted, we're going to try to do the best that we can do to make you play the sport healthy wise. But at the end of the day, just like a truck driver, he can't go into the 18-wheeler school and say, okay, well, hey, I want to drive trucks, but I can't sit down for a long time. Can you create a truck so I can drive standing up? And they're going to say, well, this job is just not for you. I don't know why, for the life of me, it's just so crazy that the NFL trying to fold to the fans and also try to fold to the it's just not football no more. You might as well just play two-hand touch and say, okay, we now have new rules. If the defensive guy is able to put two hands on you, you're automatically down. At least just give us that. But it's weird. I saw when the official, he was trying to call face mask. He was doing the holding symbol. I mean, come on now. If that was Dak or Cam, that wouldn't have been called. This is from Brian Bradford. Yeah, I seen Dak and Cam get hit all across the face. Face mask been pulled all the way around, and no face mask or no late penalty. Shout out to the truck drivers, though. Shout out to them. Salute to the truck drivers, because especially that's not an easy job to do, to drive. From Mississippi all the way to Alaska. And regardless, I seen somebody say that, hey, from Mississippi to Alaska, they're gonna pay me $3,280 just to make that run, and I'm like, shout out to you, man. Go make that paper. Your boy ain't gonna be doing it. Yeah, Cabrillo, it was a horrible game. But I can hear the people already now saying fly, Eagles fly, But, for the life of me, shout out to James Smith. Shout out to Keegan. Thank you for tuning in, too, as well, on the Facebook panel Elite. Thank y'all for tuning in. I wish I had a way where I could show you all comments and things like that, but I don't have a way. But Kerry Teagle, thank you for tuning in, too, as well. Lean Darius Armstrong. I tell you what, Jay Rich, thank you for tuning in. I tell you what, earlier I did a stream with no Eagles fans to be heard. Now all the Eagles fans going to jump in and somebody fly, Eagles fly. I guarantee you, as soon as I post this thing on my other page, they're going to be like, what's up now, Lord? You're going to talk all the cash money. But where were you during the game? That's what matters. It is what it is. Shout out to those who understand what a catch is. Nick Foles, 3.4 passing yards per play, dink and dunk Nick Foles. Yeah, they did a lot of dink and dunks, but when you go back and you study the Eagles playbook, they don't launch that ball down the field. Even when Carson Wentz was in the game, he did a lot of dink and dunks. The difference is between Carson Wentz and Nick Foles. This is what we call a systematic system, meaning that you can plug any quarterback in and they're going to look all right, So if you think about this, Carson Wentz is he's a good thrower of the ball, but what Carson Wentz brings to the table that Nick Foles don't is the actual running ability. When they do the RPO, I don't even know why teams bite to that bait. I would allow Nick Foles to run that ball, but, teams still bite to the bait every time with the RPO. I think that the Atlanta Falcons, they did show a little bit that they was ready for those schemes. They're ready for those little pull and rush plays or what have you. But they didn't capitalize. And I think this is a blueprint for the other 31 other teams to see this game and say, okay, when Atlanta Falcons had the game in the bag, they just let the tricks out, They let the trick out. When the trick came out, they wasn't able to keep up with the trick. But the blueprint is there. You create pressure. You man up the outside receivers, and them dare the tight ends to try to beat you. And we do know that Zach Ertz, he's a beast and a monster out there. And the Dallas Goedert kid, he's also a beast and a monster out there, a baby beast, And I think that the more he plays, the better he becomes. And that's just one of the things. You have to man up the outside receivers and then just rely them to try to beat you with the dink and dunks. Jay Ajayi had a really good game. Yeah, Russell, they did. Jay Ajayi had a wonderful game. He was one of those guys that that acquisition when they picked him up for peanuts. That was a damn good steal. I must admit. Ertz couldn't catch a cold tonight though. David B. Yeah, the last time he had a drop pass, I'll listen to the stats. The last time he had a drop pass was 2016. So, I mean, first game, getting the little juice out of him, maybe that's the scenario. But the Eagles' defense win championships and defense win games. The Eagles' defense still looks sharp, poised, and look like they onto something. And as a NFC East guy, we're gonna have to really figure out a way to see if they can slow down that Eagles defense. But I really think if you can force the Eagles to try to just stop the run and tire out their cornerbacks and their defensive backs, I think there's a will, there's a way. And I think with the type of offense that the Cowboys utilize and run, will give the Eagles fits if you have Ezekiel Elliott out there. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Let me jump over to Facebook panel. Turo, thank you for tuning in. Who else we have here? Let me see if I can pull this up. All right, Kerry Teagle, what are you saying? Aguilar, 8 catches for 34 yards. Yeah, it wasn't that great of a game for him, but he did the reverse end around, and those sporadic plays was everything. And just remember this, guys. This right here is a carbon copy of what it takes to win in the National Football League. We just witnessed with our eyes, and I got 4 eyes on today. We just witnessed Julio Jones having like a nightmare, one of a lights out game. If he had a touchdown, it would be like your fantasy points would have been like off the charts, right? But Julio Jones had one crazy game. A crazy game. 9 catches for over 172 yards. 3 weeks from now, people are going to fail to realize that they lost this game, but the stat monsters are going to be like, oh, my guy had 9 catches for 170 some yards, whatever it may be. And then if you look at the Eagles, even the announcer said, Chris Collinsworth or whoever the other guy is, even they were saying like this game, the Eagles, they looking like the second emergence or the second coming of the Patriots. Because if you look at the Eagles offense, nobody last year, as far as the wide receivers, had over 1,000 yards. Nobody was like, okay, this guy's going to shoe into the Pro Bowl. This is how you win it in NFL too as well. You run the rock, and you spread the ball out with your wide receivers. You notice the Eagles came out with the victory, and then at the final play of the game, the Atlanta Falcons, they was focused on number 11. I'm quite sure the one-on-ones was there on the other side. Number 12 was wide open with the one-on-ones, and the big tight end. So when you focus all your resources on one side of the field, that is what's going to happen to you. It's a 50-50 situation whether or not if Julio Jones was to move his route a little bit further inside, a spectacular play, they went off and they win the game and everybody happy drinking on champagne and Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? But if he misses that ball, all your resources directed towards one guy on your team and you don't win that way. The Patriots have a blueprint of that. Now the Eagles are showing you guys that it's proven. You spread this ball around, everybody eat, and then you win and get that W. Shout out to JV Bad Boy 74. What's up, Law? What's up to you, man? Thank you for tuning in. He's on the Twitch. Y'all join the Twitch. Y'all join me. Hit me up on Twitter and Periscope. I'm everywhere. I'm live like 95. Penalty killed the Falcons. Yeah, they did. The penalties are going to be there. So week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys versus the Carolina Panthers, trust me, it's an away game. The officials are going to call penalties on the Cowboys. They're going to call it. It's just the bottom line. You gotta beat the refs. That's the only way you can win in this game, especially when you are the away team. It's just how it goes. I cannot explain it, but it is what it is. Julius on YouTube. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in. What's cracking, Law? What's going on, Jared? Was it Jared? What's going on with you, man? Thank you for tuning in. Chris Shaw, thank you for tuning in. Dak can do what Nick Foles just did. Yeah. If our defense was real in the league, it's trouble. Yeah, Chris Shaw, yeah. What he's saying is Dak can do exactly what Chris Foles did. And I think, to me, my Dallas Cowboys offense is a little bit more explosive than what we just saw with the Eagles. Atlanta is trash. It's from B-Rob. Come on, let your Atlanta frustrations out, because we saw Atlanta. They could have won this game. Eagles still have the next man up ability, but our Cowboys don't follow that blueprint. Who said that? Let me see who said that. Who is my Cowboys family? Yeah, shout out to you. Yeah. When they put in Ragu, however you say that man's name, and they put Darby or somebody like that on the bench or what have you, Ronald Darby, I guess he was subbing out or something, and he got that interception. That shows depth. And then think about their defensive front four. Chris Long coming in. That's depth. Those guys coming off the bench, fresh, smelling the Atlanta Falcons' blood, and they ready to eat. And that's what they did. They won off of that. We gonna kill the Falcons. When did the Cowboys play the Falcons? Is it a home or away game? Let me know. Falcons are a different team. I think that the Falcons are legitimately, if there's a word, they are a turf team. They are a turf team. So the Falcons, I think that when they're in a dome, when the elements are okay and perfect for them, they are a dome team. And there's one thing about that, being a dome team, everybody just play faster. The Saints, a dome team, they play faster and they play better when they're inside. So Razul Douglas, yeah, is the cornerback you're thinking about. Yeah, Razul, Mr. Rods, yeah. Away week 12. A lot of things can change between here and there, between week 1 to week 12. By then your identity of your team should be there. Yeah, everything that you think about should be there. As far as what you want to do, what you're trying not to do, that all should be there. Especially week 12, you should be wrapping it up. Shout out to Bente Thomas. He joined in. My brother from the same mother. What's going on, man, with you? I know he's a die-hard Eagles fan. He just makes me sick. Boy, he make me sick. Let me know if you're still alive, man. We won without our big plays. Alshon Jeffries were hurt, and Ertz, whatever you say, man, Ertz. Not except tonight. Several uncharacteristic drops by the championship Eagles. And he put hashtag fly Eagles fly. Oh, man, Corbin, Shadrach, man, thank you for tuning in. I'm alive. Fly Eagles fly. Carson. Man, where were you earlier? Where were you, Carson? Where were you, man? You gonna jump in now. This is all good, man. Congratulate. I ain't gonna hate. Thank you for participating. Thank you for joining in to the nation. It is what it is. You guys hosting the Lombardi Trophy. Look, we're going to be live at Henry's Tavern this weekend in Plano. I said this right here. For the first Eagle fan to come up to me, I got you on one glass of beer. Now, if you want two, you got to win another ring. So I got you on at least one beer. I want to shoot a bird down. Hey, produced by Jay. It is what it is. It was two horrible teams, two bird teams out there just poo-pooing all over the field today. It was crazy. I'm here, all love for you, bro. Hey, man, it is what it is, man. I ain't gonna hate. I congratulate. Appreciate you guys for knocking out Tom Brady. Anyway, I didn't want Tom Brady to have all those rings, right? Mike Wallace. This is from ENB90. He said Mike Wallace also wasn't targeted as much as because Foles doesn't have the arm that Wentz has. Foles got a little arm. He got a little arm. He can throw that ball down there. We saw that he can get it out there. I mean, the guy made a good play on the ball. He played a boundary tech. He played with inside leverage on that play that he passed to that Wallace, and then he shifted, and he got a chance to get his head around to the ball and hanging out his arm. So that would be a good film session breakdown. And also, what would be a good film session breakdown is the missed opportunities that Matt Ryan had. Oh my God. There was one play that if he was to slide a little bit in the pocket, Matt Ryan need to work on his feet inside the pocket. If he can get his feet moving and stop being a statue out there and shift, he don't have to stand straight forward. Just shift like this and step up through his throw. He had a guy wide the world open. Even if the defensive back fell down, all he had to do is just casually step right up and launch that ball. It would have been history. Hey, Law, have you... Who this right? Q, what's up, man? He said, I have my tickets to the Panthers versus Cowboys game coming from Columbia, South Carolina. We are going to the show Eagles how to win this season. Yeah, my guy, Big Game James, he should be out there in the mix, so hit him up, and he'll be able to, wrap it up and talk it up with you guys. We gave up 2 first-round picks for Joey Galloway, not 1 for Earl. Laugh out loud. Oh, I see what you're saying. You gave up 2 first-round picks for Joey Galloway. This is from my guy, Kerry Teagle. It was one of those things, man, whereas you really, to be honest to you, man, you might want to just stick to what we got, I understand that everybody is in love with the possibilities of having Earl, and trust me, I do too as well. But I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I can't explain it. When we get people, it just don't happen out for us like it's supposed to be. As far as trades and pickups like that, I'm not saying that I'm snake bitten and I don't trust Earl. I want Earl on this team. I want Earl Thomas on this team, but the way we'll just see after week 3. I think that the Seattle Seahawks, they think they got something in the mix, and I think that the reason why they kind of cop blocking on the whole deal is for those reasonings. So what we need to happen, we needed the Eagles to lose, but shout out to them, they won. But we need the Seattle Seahawks to lose their first game, their second game, and we need to just dog beat them out the third game, and then bam, they start off 4-3. Earl Thomas be wearing 29 with that silver and blue on. Yeah. That's just how it goes, man. Eagles D pretty clutch when they have the lead to protect. Yeah, trade works better on Madden. Yeah, 5,000 watts. Yeah, it does. Because you don't have no emotions in there. I don't know where Big Game is going to be located at. Just shoot him a message on Facebook. Go to Silver and Blue Nation's Facebook page. Hit him up, and he'll tell you exactly where he's going to be located at during the game, or what section of the field he's going to be at. But I know for sure he said that he was going to the game. Tristan Todd, I'm still nervous about the Dallas passing game. Tristan Todd, this is the thing. And my guy Jay Reese said the same thing. He hit me up and he was saying like, hey, if you look at the Atlanta Falcons passing game, it looks lethargic. Looks like they don't know where they're running the routes at. Could this be the same scenario for the Cowboys? I say that we are a run-first team. Although the team like to be balanced 50-50, I understand that. But we are a run-first team. We handle and operate everything through the run. So what I'm saying is the run, the play action, sets up that pass. Now, looking back at the Eagles game, they was crafty enough to do the reverse sweeps, the end rounds, and that set up their big plays. Think about this, the Nick Foles play and the number 30 guy when he ran the ball up the seam. The dirty yards ran from Jay Ajayi, and I think the big bag of tricks was from number 43, Sproles. 35 years old, looks like ageless wonder out there. He's hitting everybody up as far as kickoff, punt returns, and he's getting those little small yards. And then teams have so much scouting tape on him that they do not want him to get the explosive plays. So they dedicating more than one person on him. And then on top of that, he's a down-the-hill runner, so small and shifty, lower center of gravity, and he's hard to get down. So on that third and he had like a 3rd and 2 play. It was a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, or something like that, and he was able to push through to get that first down. Those small things wins the game, and if you play in a team like the Eagles, that coach is very crafty. He's been around. I think he's been around so many successful people, and he played the sport. I think that there's rarely something that he don't know out there in the game and that he can't make adjustments to. The offense was slow. The defense was playing great. In order to get the offense back to where their defense needed to be at, they did the trick plays, and that's what's won the game for them. And then if you think about the depth purposes, they got Sidney Jones, Runner Darby on the defense side. Then they have Razul Douglas. And then they had the McLean or McLeod. I think that's the safety's name. Jenkins was there in the mix too as well. I mean, they got some people out there that can really fly out to the ball in the secondary as far as depth-wise. And did I mention Hicks? Did I mention the other guys too as well as far as their linebacking core? They look solid on the defense through and through. Falcons had no running game at all. Yet, this is the thing, Brian Bradford. I think that they did have the running game, but they didn't establish the running game. They depended on too much on the quarterback to number 11. They depended too much on the pass. They didn't get everybody else involved. They didn't get number 12 into the mix. They didn't get the tight end into the game. And if when you one-sided like that, and you think you're going to beat a team that I guess the quote unquote the Super Bowl champion team, you got to play. You got to mix it up a little bit better. And I think that they were not prepared. And then they was on the road, and of course the game was delayed. But we have tons of excuses that we all can use. But the Eagles just outcoached them. Their depth was better, and then on top of that, they won the war of attrition. You saw when the Eagles got their first touchdown that they had guys laying down and didn't get back up. Number 45 laid down, and then the other guy, the cornerback, I forgot his name, with the dreads. He didn't get it. He got injured or what have you, got cramped up. And when you cramping up, that means that you're just not prepared. Did Calvin really even play? Yeah, I was looking for him. Did he play? What number does he wear? Number 43. Oh, yeah, and also Tack McKinley. He stayed on the ground. You might as well go ahead and get him a pillow and a cot or something. He stayed out there in the game. What number do Calvin Ridley wear? Panthers, one of the leading teams in sacks. We got to protect Dak, man. And this is from Russell. They have to figure out a way. I agree. They have some seasoned guys. Julius Peppers. They have Dontario Poe. They got some guys, on that front line. And then you have a healthy Luke Kuechly. Week 1 through week 4 is always horrible to play against this guy because he's healthy at that point. Week 6, week 7, week 8, maybe you can get away because he's going to be hurt. Trufant, that's the guy I was looking for. Trufant, when he got down, he they scored off that play. Produced by Jay. He wears number 18. Did he play today? Did Calvin play today? Did he even play? Did he dress up? I didn't see him. Of course, I was in and out watching the game, because the game was so doggone boring for the first quarters and the second quarter. Some of the third game didn't get interesting until like fourth quarter, to be honest with you. It's going to be pouring, raining. Oh, my God. I forgot about that crazy weather. So the field condition is going to be sloppy. Damn. I didn't think about that. So it benefits the Panthers in a little bit because they're an outdoors team. I didn't think about that weather. He didn't get no action. What you guys think about this, man? Let me look up something right quick. We're gonna do this right quick. I'm gonna look up something. It's weird that it weather, man. I hate outside teams with horrible weather conditions. But that's football though, right? Dang. Let's see. I'm gonna jam this up right quick while I look up something. Yeah. I'm still there, right? Yeah. Look up something. We still here. We still live like 95. Just looking up something. Appreciate it. Share this content. Hit that like button. Smash it if you want to. Hawk Rage. Yeah. Won't y'all go ahead and bust that flow out for me, right? Bust that flow out for me. Yeah. I know y'all got it. I know y'all can drop some bars out here. I know you can. While I'm looking up this stuff. Eagles trash. Alright. That's flowing. I know you got them bars though, right? I know y'all got them bars, right? Alright. Alright, I couldn't find it, man. I was trying to look up some stats and stuff like that. But it's all good. It's all good, man. It is what it is. So, with that being said, man, this game altogether, Eagles winning. They winning. They 1-0 in the division. Right. So what we got? Wins can rest because of the Eagles plays bombs weeks 2, 3, and 4. This is from Young Money. What's good, man? Hot boys breaking the block. This Cam wear shoes with no socks. Yeah. Okay. Okay, it's a rap game, okay. Hot boys busting the block with Cam wearing shoes with no socks. Yeah, I feel you, man. Them bars right there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, indeed. Who y'all throwing the ball to? Dez, that can't throw the deep ball. This is from Fly Eagles Fly. According to what we saw last night, we didn't see Nick Foles throw that ball down the field. 2 targets for receiving, 0 receptions for Ridley. Oh, my God, my God, Michael Gallup won't be doing that. You know what I mean. He won't be doing that at all. Oh, buddy. But shout out to the one Eagle fan that's still in the mix, man. What we have over here? I'm trying to find my big brother. Earl Thomas will be a Saints this year. or Patriots. Earl isn't a fan of Jerry Jones. I don't know about that. I think Earl Thomas is a fan of the Cowboys, and when you being a fan of the Cowboys, that make you a fan of Jerry Jones in certain factors, you know. Foles is way better than Dak, 100%. Hey, those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. But Foles do have a Super Bowl ring, so when you get a Super Bowl ring, you know how that goes, right? But we'll see. We will see. So, guys, I'm finna wrap this thing up, man. It's 12:11 where I'm at. It's late. I got to get ready for the day job in the morning time. But I just want to give you guys my thoughts, my overview of the game. I think that both teams played like trash. I think it was a horrible performance. But towards the latter part of the fourth quarter, we saw a little action, and it was pleasing to the eyes in that aspect. It was a lot of highs, a lot of lows. We do know that this is the first preseason game, and a lot of times offenses they don't play as well as they supposed to in certain factors. So I will give them that pass. So I will be looking for week 2 to see whether or not the Eagles still look like they look like now, and Atlanta Falcons. I think that the Atlanta Falcons are a dome team. They play better inside versus outside. So it's like a bag of mixed tricks with Atlanta Falcons. You just really don't know. So we'll see how that goes. Good night. Yeah, GLTA, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. One last comment to y'all. Fly, Eagles, fly. I know you're going to say it to all the I'm going to give you the platform right now, Fly, Eagles, fly, Carson. He says, to all the Cowboys, mark, I think you want to say mark my word, but he said my word. my. Dallas will have another 8-8 season with no playoff again. And you got to look grand. Shout out to you, though, man. Shout out to you. All right. Good night, everybody. I really thank you all for tuning in. That's all the time I have for right now. Don't forget to like this page, subscribe to this page for all the Cowboys game. I might, just for, I guess, I might repost this game on the Patreon. I might not. I don't know. As far as the Atlanta Falcons versus the Eagles. You guys give me your thoughts on that. Should I repost this game or not, so you guys can go back and watch the game, study down, film and stuff like that. If you like to do those things, they'll be on the Patreon account. Join the Patreon. It should be in the description box down below. If you are on Facebook, just go to Law Nations Patreon. It's Patreon//Law Nations. That's all the time I really do have. It is what it is, man. Shout out to the Eagles. They done won the first game. I was rooting for you guys not to win because it would benefit my team overall collectively. But you guys proved me wrong once again. Don't get used to that. So, like I said, share this content, subscribe to this page, and join the podcast too as well. That's Law Nations Podcast. You type it in any platform on podcast, and you'll see either my face or my logo. That's all the time. That's really all the time I have. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the bass. Salute. Let's jam on out. Y'all hear that? Yeah. Hey. Die, Eagles, die. We want them Eagles to die. Just playing, man. Shout out to the Eagles, man. Y'all still helped us out. Believe it or not, y'all beat Tom Brady. Salute. Peace, baby.